Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Kortensia.
We're going to take a brief look at the weather now. It's going to be partly cloudy with a 40% or moderate chance of showers. The high today will be 88 degrees and the low of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. I was about to say 76, but it's going to be 72. But on the cooler side, just the way I like it.
Yep, and I walked with my umbrella, but ask me if I opened the thing. I just walked to the car and took the showers of blessings.
Showers of blessing indeed, and it's not even showing that it's going to be showering for the next 5 or so hours. It actually looks partly sunny, so we'll see.
Our weather is...
reliable?
No, unreliable.
Well, we will find out sooner or later, will we? So, apart from the brief showers, how have you been enjoying the morning so far?
Good. It is a good day to be alive.
Well, any day is a good day to be alive, I would think. Any day. But yes, today definitely is good.
Lovely Tuesday. We now begin this morning with our first local story. This from the press unit in the office of the Prime Minister. The Team Unity-led government of St. Kitts and Nevis is actively formulating policies to contain the spiraling cost of living, triggered by international events beyond the country's control. That is adversely affecting the citizens and residents of the Twin Island Federation. Prime Minister Harris said, "We are going to bring some measures that will bring some relief to you. These will include measures to reduce gas prices at the pumps, and we will reduce certain taxes on certain items of groceries to make the cost of living more manageable for you. In other words, we are delivering again for you." This he stated during his presentation at the 6th National Convention of the People's Labour Party, PLP, on Saturday, March 26, 2022. The Prime Minister added, "We are going to extend the income support for those who continue to be unemployed. The $1,000 per month I think we had in the 2022 budget he said, that we will do it for 3 months, but we will extend it for another 3 months to help you out because we care and we will monitor the situation." Additionally, Prime Minister Harris, who is the Minister of Finance in the federal cabinet, announced that the government is also considering an increase in wages and salary for all public servants.
Great time to be a civil servant.
I was just going to say that.
Can I get my job back? I'm kidding. I'm so kidding with that. Relief is always good. So is humor. All right, so moving on to our second story. The Minister of Tourism says international travel is on the rebound. This from SKNIS. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, through the adversity of the COVID-19 pandemic, global conflict, and inflation, has continued to show resilience as the tourism sector is flourishing. Minister with responsibility for tourism, transport, and ports, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, during his press conference on March 24th, stated that travel around the world, and in particular to St. Kitts and Nevis, is on the rebound. The minister said, quote, "In February of 2022, the destination welcomed 6,354 air travel arrivals, which is a dramatic increase of 638.81% when compared to our measly 860 arrivals for the same period in 2021. Our careful and strategic easing of restrictions has made the destination more accessible to those who are desirous of a vacation after almost 2 years of restricted travel. On Friday, March 18th, the United Kingdom announced the complete lifting of the COVID-19 restrictions, thus making it easier for individuals to travel to and from the United Kingdom. Minister Grant also stated that the Government of Canada also announced an easing of restrictions. Effective April 1st, 2022, fully vaccinated travelers will no longer need to provide a pre-entry COVID-19 test result to enter Canada by air, land, or sea." So travel is on the rebound.
It's on the rebound. That's good. So no more up the nose.
That is a soundbite. All right, here we go. As Kortensia said, no more up the nose.
No more up the nose.
All right, here we go.
We continue with to local story. Entrepreneurs in St. Kitts and Nevis encouraged to participate in the OECS Techie Business Program. This from Win Media. New and small businesses in St. Kitts and Nevis have an opportunity to benefit from the OECS Techie Business Incubator and Business Accelerator programs. The program offers a range of services geared towards the advancement of businesses through orientation, training, monitoring, and coaching, access to financing and seed capital, and networking opportunities. The OECS Techie Business Incubator and Business Accelerator programs are entrepreneurship development programs designed to provide a range of support services to start up with businesses ideas that will be ready for markets in less than 3 months. Mid-career professionals with management experience and entrepreneurial ambitions, as well as entrepreneurs with existing businesses that have demonstrated growth potential, market presence, and who are interested in finding a scalable and reputable business model. The Business Accelerator and Incubator programs will focus on information communication technology, technology-based or enable firms or ventures in agriculture and aquaculture, culture, and creative industries, green and blue economy, health and wellness, information and communication technology, tourism, including accommodation and food services, manufacturing services, and wholesale and retail. So the entrepreneurs are getting extra help so we can become techies. I say we because we're all entrepreneurs.
Are we all techie though?
No, that's why we'll become techies. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at you when I asked that too. Specifically looking at you, you know. Yeah.
No, she's not a techie, but that's good stuff for our country.
Absolutely. Seems like we're on the right path and
we are
investing.
2020 showed us that our entrepreneur skills need to be expounded upon.
Well, obviously, you know, you're shifted in one direction all the time, and then you realize something happens and you've got to do an about face. So it's good that we're getting this work for that. And what else is good is that we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back on the other side of it. Stay tuned, guys.
I eat some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We now move on to the latest in regional news. Is it time? Royal visit rekindles debate over the Bahamas shift to a republic. This from Eyewitness News out of the Bahamas. Support for the country's shift to a republic remains mixed, with one former minister insisting on the country's readiness, while another former representative called it, quote, dead talk. The Caribbean tour by the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge in celebration of Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee has sparked debate over breaking ties with the monarch as Jamaica signaled its own intention to move on during the royal couple's stopover in the country. Former Minister of Health, Renward Wells, who has previously expressed his support to remove, quote, all those trappings, end quote, told Eyewitness News that he believes the Bahamas is ready to remove the Queen as its titular head and move to become a republic. He said, quote, I see no reason why at this stage in our national development that we should not be moving in the direction of having a president of the Bahamas who is a Bahamian, who the Bahamians can look to. The Bahamas is more than ready to move in that direction, end quote. Meanwhile, former Progressive Liberal Party MP Leslie Miller said he does not believe the shift will happen in his lifetime, calling it, quote, dead talk. Miller said, quote, the avenged Bahamian who thinks about a republic are those who can get press, thinks about Haiti, and those other third world countries not realizing that America is a republic, and most of the countries around the world are Republican. But it's not going to happen in our country in the next 50 years. It ain't gonna happen. End quote.
It's not gonna happen, boy. Now we move on to the international news. This from the Associated Press. Indigenous leaders from Canada and survivors of the country's notorious residential school meet with Pope Francis on Monday and told him of the abuses they suffered at the hands of Catholic priests and the school workers. They came hoping to secure a papal apology and a commitment by the church to repair the harm done. Cassidy Caron, president of the Metis National Council, said, and I quote, while the time for acknowledgement, apology, and atonement is long overdue, it is never too late to do the right thing, end quote. This she told the reporters in St. Peter's Square after the audience. This week, meetings postponed from December because of the pandemic are part of the Canadian Church and government's effort to respond to Indigenous demands for justice, reconciliation, and long-standing demands that gained traction last year after the discovery of hundreds of unmarked graves outside some of the schools. More than 150,000 Native children in Canada were forced to attend state-funded Christian schools from the 19th century until the 1970s to isolate them from the influence of their homes and culture and Christianize and assimilate them into mainstream society, which previous Canadian governments considered superior. Wow.
A lot to talk about in the news.
Yeah. And they still need their apology, so we're apologizing and apologizing. And there you have it for the latest in regional and international news. Stick and stay. We will be right back after this short break.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. So girl look me, but me no in that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
I'm here to say kids, Nevis, with the name from us I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols in a time like this. All for one for all. St. Kitts Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface of the places you go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize, observe the protocols all about. Be wise, mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat and you. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nivision to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love think it's bad. Easy no man.
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Shake. Drop to the ground and take a little cover under a table or strong furniture. Kneel. Bend your head close to your knees. Hold on to a table leg or desk, please. Hand behind your head, protect your neck with your arm. Face away from windows, you must understand. If you don't have a shelter to hang on to, remain in a place till the shaking's through now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave tsunami, wave tsunami, wave tsunami. Move away from doorways, windows and shelves. Heavy objects could drop. You could damage yourself. Cabinet and bookcases may also fall. Light fixtures and objects mounted on the walls. And if caught outside, find an open space. Debris from buildings may fly in your face. Kneel or sit on the ground. Cover your head and remember every word that I said. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave. Tsunami, wave. Tsunami, wave. Tsunami. Drop. Everybody now. Drop. I wanna see you now. Cover your head. Cover your head. Drop. Say everybody now. Tsunami. I want you to put up all your hands. Tsunami. I want you to put up all your flags. Tsunami. Yeah. Tsunami. Yeah. Tsunami. Do not go home without permission. Stay and wait for help and instructions. Do not go down by the seat to watch the action. Just to talk about what has happened. In science lab, chemicals may drop. Exit only after shaking has stopped. Do not panic, everything will be fine. Don't use the phone line at this time. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. The St. Kitts Sea Turtle Monitoring Network, SKSTMN for short, and I don't know why that's short, but I'll say it that way. SKSTMN for short is a community-based nonprofit organization which monitors nesting sea turtle populations and acts as an advocate for the strengthening of sea turtle protection laws. Today, Dr. Kimberly Stewart and Nikhil Sutton join us to tell us more about this organization. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
All right, so tell us about the organization.
Well, we were founded in 2003. We work in collaboration with the Department of Marine Resources and many other stakeholders, and we monitor nesting and foraging sea turtles. And we also have a significant conservation education component, so that includes things like sea turtle camp annually, and working with businesses to have them sea turtle friendly and things like that.
Sea turtle camp. Oh, that sounds really interesting. Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
A lot.
Oh my God. So Nikhil, you care to elaborate on the camp?
So Sea Turtle Camp is something that we keep annually. We have 2 age categories, which are junior and senior conservationists. So week 1, we usually do our junior conservationists. So those persons who've never been to camp before. So they're usually between the ages of 9 and 12. And then week 2 is 12 to 16. And so week 2 is more hands-on and more field-based. And so we try to get them out to do morning patrols and nest excavations and try to get them into things that we're doing at the St. Kitts Sea Turtle Monitoring Network.
Sounds like quite an education and a lot of fun.
It is.
So we had the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Taylor, the Disney Conservation Award hero. How was he nominated?
Well, that process was interesting. Disney gives away conservation grants, and you apply for them. And if you have received a grant, then you are able to nominate potentially for heroes. And the wider Caribbean Sea Turtle Conservation Network, which is the network that covers the entire region, actually had the opportunity to nominate for Disney Conservation Heroes. So we were asked individually as countries to nominate someone we felt was worthy of that. So we went through the nomination process last year for Theo. It went up to Widecast. They made the decision to push up for Disney, and then he won through the Disney nominations. And there are only 15 heroes annually worldwide. So it was a very big deal.
Nice. And how did the St. Kitts sea turtles got Mr. Taylor involved?
Theo and I met in 2006. He was still a fisher at that time. And I was just starting back on faculty with sea turtle research projects, and I asked Theo if he would be willing to allow me to start coming out when he was harvesting and I could get information on the sea turtles, because there is a lot of information to gain. Some of those that are taken in the harvest are tagged. They may have come as far away as Nicaragua, Florida, places like that. And it's very important that we get that data in any way that we can, so we're making those animals as valuable as possible. So I used to meet him between 4 and 6 a.m. And his group down in Pump Bay, and we would go through that process. And after working together for a while, I said, would you be interested in maybe helping us out with some conservation projects? And the first project we started on was in 2010, and we got 2 satellite transmitters to place on sea turtles so we could track where they were going. And I asked Theo if he would be interested in helping lead that program. And a big component of that was going into the schools to discuss sea turtle conservation. And he was on board. We went out to White House and captured our first turtle, put a transmitter on it. Theo tagged it. And he called me a couple weeks later and said, I need you to meet me at Newton Ground Primary this morning to speak to the principal about setting up a meeting. And I said, okay. So I show up. I didn't realize we were going to talk to the entire assembly. And I will never forget, Theo said, I'm going to start with a word of prayer, and then we're going to teach about turtles. And the first thing he said was, did you know that a sea turtle can carry a message around the world on its back? And he had gotten so motivated by that satellite program. And ever since then, we've been working together for patrols and camp and everything else. And he's made a huge difference in a number of areas of our program.
Well, it's good to know. We had the pleasure of meeting him, and he's such a humble person, and it was great to see 15, you say, worldwide, receiving that award annually.
Yes.
So that is a very big deal indeed.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so as you spoke of the turtles coming as far away as Nicaragua, and I forgot the other place that you said, but I presume very far, Florida. Yes, that's correct. How many sea turtle species do you figure that we have coming through our waters, if you can, and are there any indigenous St. Kitts and Nevis?
We have 3 nesting species of sea turtles here. Do you care to name them?
So we have nesting species on the island. We have the hawksbill, the leatherback, and the green. And we've starting to see loggerheads in our waters lately. We just released 2 loggerheads last year, actually, and we had satellite transmissions on them. So we were tracking them. So one is off the coast of Florida, and the next one is off the coast of Africa.
He's gone far, or
Yes.
she's gone
So
far.
way to get around the world.
They do, and our leatherbacks, which is the season we're in right now, they start nesting around February and they finish up around July. We've had those go as far as Nova Scotia, and then they come back to us every 2, 5 years, 7 years to nest, primarily Keys and North Friars. So they're amazing animals, and some of them we've been seeing for 14 years or more. So they kind of become like friends almost. You track them and you worry about them and everything else.
So how do they know to come back to St. Kitts? Those that go as far as Nova Scotia, how do they make their way back?
We don't know all of the mechanisms for sea turtle migration, but we do know that the hardshell species specifically come back to the beaches from which they hatched to nest. So, for example, a hawksbill may not become an adult until they're 30 years old, but they're going to make that trip back here to nest. And leatherbacks are site-specific as well, but they may also pop over to St. Croix one night, pop back over to St. Kitts, pop to Grenada, come back over. But they come back to the region from which they hatched.
This monitoring sounds like fun. I had the opportunity to watch them hatch at Turtle Beach on one of the Friday night buffet. I just saw everybody moved away from dancing and the music, and they were just coming out the hole like ants. And the more they picked them up in the buckets and tried to carry them to the sea, the baby turtles kept coming back towards the light. They turned off the light and they were still coming back. eventually I saw someone came, I guess it's from your organization, with a red cooler. So why the red cooler? Why do you put them in the red cooler?
Sea turtles are incredibly disoriented by white light. So when you work with us at night, you'll see we wear red. Because they're less sensitive. And so if we need to collect turtles that have been disoriented like that, we usually will move them to an entirely different beach, because they will see the light still from other areas that are open, and they'll keep coming back. So we put them in a cooler. It simulates the nest environment to a certain extent. It's dark, it's quiet, not stressful, and we transport them over to somewhere else that's safer.
Okay, so I understand the cooler mechanism now. Because some of the locals even put them in buckets with water to take them down, but those babies were coming back.
That's one of the challenges with turtles. When you place them in water, they'll just keep swimming. They go into this swimming frenzy, so you also want to put them in a cooler on damp sand so that they relax and they're not using all their energy, because they only have enough for about 3 days with their little yolk sac to make it out to the Sargasso area and start floating and feeding. So we want to help them save as much energy as possible.
Glad to know.
All right, so we'll be back in a moment for more. Stay tuned.
Let me see you shake like a quick, no shake. Let me see you shake like a.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are going to continue our discussion with Dr. Kimberly Stewart and Nikhil Sutton. So Nikhil, during the break I asked you, how long are you a part of this organization?
So I've been a part of this organization from the get-go. So I started going to Sea Turtle Camp very early, because usually we start at 9. However, I went to Sea Turtle Camp at 8, and I've been going ever since. And then I've just made my way into becoming a member of the Sea Turtle Monitoring Network. So it's about roughly 13, 14 years now.
So what got you interested in monitoring the turtles?
Just the drive from the camp alone. It pushes you, and you realize that there are different things that you can learn, and how important turtles are to the ecosystem. And so that drive and the motivation that Dr. Stewart had for conservation, it kept pushing me forward.
You mentioned the turtles are important to the ecosystem. Can you elaborate on that?
So turtles are what we consider our grass cutters. So they help maintain the seagrass beds, and they help to what we say, what's that term?
Keystone predators?
Yes, keystone predators. And so they usually maintain that balance. In terms of leatherbacks, specifically, they feed on jellyfish. And so they help to control the jellyfish population, which then is able to get our fish going, and so the jellyfish doesn't kill out the fish species. Yes.
Okay, nice.
Dr. Stewart, when you hear Nikhil say that the camp motivated him, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good. I'm so proud of this young man. Like, yes, from age 8 upward. His birthday was yesterday. We were just looking at old pictures of him excavating nests on North Friars. It's an amazing effort we put together. I mean, it takes around 15 or 20 volunteers every year to do it. And it makes us feel really good to know that children enjoy it. We try to keep it dynamic, and I really hope we have future conservationists coming out, which we do, and veterinarians and biologists, and it's a good feeling for sure.
That's great.
So can you tell us what is involved in monitoring the turtle?
Sure. We have a number of different programs. So for night patrols, we work from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. It's the vampire shift. It's for the strong, right? So we patrol the beach every 30 minutes, and each time a turtle comes in, we will tag them, draw blood from them, measure them, etc. We also have an in-water capture program, so once a week we go out and we capture those juveniles offshore and bring them in, and the same process happens. We run morning patrols as well on all of the beaches to check for sea turtle nests. Theo is a very strong player in that from July through October. December, he runs all of the morning patrols on the peninsula. So there are a lot of different things. We also have rehab. If we have turtles presenting with injuries, we just released one this past weekend that we'd had for 6 months. They'll come in, they'll be treated. We change tanks. They're fed every day. It's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love because they all are either critically endangered or endangered. So it's important that we make sure we capture every nest and mark every animal and protect them as much as we can so that future generations can see them.
Good stuff. Do they ever fight when you try to hold them to take their stuff?
Nikhil's face. Nikhil and I had the joy of working with Mr. Pemberton on Nevis this past season at night with his hawksbill sea turtles. We typically have leatherbacks that are about 1,500 pounds and they're slow and laid back, and hawksbills are about 200 pounds and they're pretty feisty.
They're feisty.
So when we were having to restrain them, sometimes they do protest a little bit, but we do everything very quickly, and we have the red lights on. We don't stress them out, but they definitely see us as predators, so they do want to get away.
Yeah.
But they're not aggressive animals. It's more of, I just want to get away from you type of thing.
I can see Nikhil. It's like you have a story to share.
That was his first nesting turtle experience as well. I think we should have started him on a leatherback. We were actually having to pull the hawksbills up and restrain them on tires because, they're very strong and they can pull forward. So Nikhil had to do a lot of that lifting.
Yeah, it was tough.
It was tough.
It was my first time, and that turtle was strong. Very strong.
Wow.
Well, it's good to see that you didn't have any scars because of it. At least not physical.
No, we had a wonderful guide. Mr. Pemberton is amazing with hawksbills, so we learned a lot. It was fun.
Because the hawksbill is native to Antigua, and where I once lived in Antigua, along the shoreline where they normally come up, all the lights are red. So that's where I got the observation from. Why the lights are red? Oh, the turtles come up here to nest.
That's a great initiative. Skeelek actually changed the lighting and keys for the leatherbacks as well. You'll find it's an amber color.
Yeah, yellowish. Yeah, I saw that.
That's nice.
Wow.
So in terms of the mission, conservation and education, do you think that your organization is as effective in educating, say, locals as to why turtles are so important?
I think we're effective. I think public education is always evolving, and you always have to find a new way to capture people, especially with social media, the social media age. So we do everything we can. We have a Facebook page, we have a sea turtle hotline, so you can call 24/7 to report sea turtles. So for example, the sea turtle that was released on Sunday was a turtle that was captured at Old Road. Someone was fishing on the pier and they accidentally hooked her, and when they pulled her in, they realized she had huge tumors, that's where the hook was. So they called the hotline, and then we brought the animal in, treated it, and they were there to release it on Sunday, Daniqua and Kevin, so it was very cool. We do a lot of work in the community, whether it be interviews or camp or working with businesses, but we can always get better. There's always more to be done.
That's good.
That's why we have the younger ones coming on board.
I was just gonna ask Nikhil, what advice would he give to young interested persons concerning the sea turtle monitoring?
What advice I would give to young persons? So I would tell them to, when they see us, to ask us a question. If they have anything to share with us, don't be afraid, because we won't bite you.
Don't fight you.
And if we don't have answers to your questions, we will definitely find an answer. So don't be afraid. You could call us, you could message us on Facebook, you could send us an email at skturtles@gmail.com, or feel free to call us at 764-6664, and someone will answer the phone, or someone will answer your message, and we will gladly find you an answer.
All right, so that's good to know. Volunteer opportunities?
Absolutely, we're walking these beaches all the time. So if anyone is interested in doing that, we do take individuals on board for patrolling. Camp is the last 2 weeks of July every year, so we always need all hands on board for that, and we love to have volunteers come out. Someone has to answer the sea turtle hotline number, so if anyone's interested in that. And we're completely capable of training you, in the field. I call it baptism by fire. You don't have to be completely skilled or have any information about sea turtles previously. That's one of the fun things, is having people come in, train them, and get them going in the areas they're interested in the most. Yeah.
you mentioned the sea turtle hotline. So say I'm out at the beach at 2 o'clock, we're camping, and we see a turtle in distress, or can we call you at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
We will take calls any time of the day or night.
All right, so give us that number again, please.
So that number again is 764-6664.
And we do have WhatsApp on there as well, so
Yes.
even if you just want to send us a WhatsApp, we'll respond.
Technology ready.
I've even entertained questions from slumber parties at 9 p.m. on sea turtles. I mean, we will take any calls necessary, and we will respond because it is critical that you get out and immediately respond if turtles are in danger. So.
Yeah, because they came running with the coolest, man, because I guess they called, they realized, nope, we can't help them. We turn off the lights, the turtle's still trickling back. So that was good to see them show up as quickly as they did and assisted the baby turtles. So now I know about the cooler, and I know how to deal with turtles should I see them hatching on the beach.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what number to call as well.
Of course.
Some of the faces behind the number 2.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So it's been a pleasure talking with you, Dr. Stewart and Nikhil Sutton. Thank you for the work that you do, and hopefully it's won't be our last conversation as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back in a flash.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children. Settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes.
When you feel it shaking and it's moving around, you see the ocean gone left the fish and the sand. You should run, run, run to higher ground, 'cause tsunami soon come.
Mommy, uncle not here and the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see, Sammy?
When you feel the earth shaking and it's moving all around, you see the ocean gone left the fish and the sand. You should run, run, run to higher ground, 'cause tsunami soon come.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
no cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango!
If you're just joining us, you are watching Good Morning SKN, and for those of you who were with us, welcome back. A movie director tells the actors how to act out a particular scene, sets the scene for a specific type of mood, and moves the actors around for a particular effect. Our next guest knows all about this, and he is the one and only Nigel Trucapo Lewis. Good morning, Nigel, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Hey, good morning. Pleasure being here. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be sitting across from you. You are quite a young legend.
I know, the biggest celebrity in St. Kitts.
I don't think so.
So we got right into it. Can you tell us about the double-sided miniseries?
Double-sided?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
Has it been that long?
Nah, we actually put that series on pause, to be honest, in the meantime, because we actually want to rework the script a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, to make it more of a feature instead of a series.
Okay.
Because we found out, we realized that producing this series would have been very cost intensive. So we actually said we're going to rework the script a bit and just wait until we get to what we want it to be right now.
All right, so is there anything that you can tell us as to what that reworking of it would look like? Especially for viewers who might not have known about it before.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's a series right now, but we want it to be a feature. So we're hoping to condense it to about an hour and a half, a 2-hour feature. Yeah, so right now I think it's have 6 episodes as is. So we're just trying to condense all the six episodes into one film. So yeah.
All right, so where do we find it? Series, as is.
Well, it's in pre-production still, so we haven't shot anything as yet.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, we haven't shot anything as yet, so it's still working on it.
Well, look at me, the eager fan. I can't wait. I'm pretty sure your other fans can't wait either.
But there's other stuff we're working on as well. Besides that, we are actually going to work on a new feature called Finding Bliss. Yeah.
I like the title.
Excuse me?
I like the title.
You like the title? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So me and James Galloway from Nevis, we're going to collaborate again, and we're going to do this motion picture. And imagine this motion picture, Finding Bliss, we actually started it about 5 years ago. Yeah, and because of no funding and so forth, we actually put it on pause. But we feel it's time to kind of revive that project and go forward with it. So we have that feature we want to shoot later this year. Yeah.
As I hear you talk about funds, I'm curious to know if, obviously people say money is or is not an issue depending on what the circumstances are, but as someone in your position, do you find it challenging to do what you imagine because of funds or the absence of funds?
Yes, it's very challenging because, film is a new thing here in St. Kitts, so I guess persons are not open to it as yet. When they did my first film, it was between thorns. I basically didn't get any local funding. Yeah, I only got funding from like one individual. Yeah, but I think what we achieved with A Rose Between Thorns kind of opened the doors for us because persons were able to see, no, okay, this is legitimate. Because if you realize, we actually achieved several awards globally. We achieved an honorable mention at the Austrian Film Festival. I got the Best Director for Fatherhood Image Film Festival in New York. We also received an award in the Hague Film Festival in Netherlands. And I think there may be one other award, I'm not too sure. I think there's one though. But yeah, we achieved several awards for that film. And also I got a 3-picture deal with Dundee Media. Yeah, so that's in the USA. And we also got distribution from Novus, which is in Los Angeles.
You see that?
Yeah.
This is why we say the biggest celebrity in Jamaica, right?
Yeah, so, yeah, man. So, I mean, the Novus deal is actually a big deal for us because we're actually streaming right now in the USA on Xfinity. So Xfinity is a Google company. So we have a 6-month exclusive deal with Xfinity.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think we're on a couple of networks after that. I can't say the network names. I know who they are. I know who they are, but I just can't say. Yeah, I can't say names just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're on a 6-month exclusive deal with Xfinity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a trailer for your featured film, A Rose Between Thorns.
Yes.
Let's take a look.
Sure.
No one swims in the Atlantic. Too deep, too violent. Those who go in, disappear forever.
Simon, so can you tell us about the concept behind your film?
Sure, no problem. So that film is about a girl by the name of Rose, who's basically fighting her demons from an abusive relationship with her parents, basically. So her father abuses her. Her mom knows about it and does nothing to help the situation. So she tries to find peace in dance, but again, her demons follow her, and it's a dwindling hill going down. Yeah.
I see the local cast.
Yes, our local, yes.
Yes. Was that important for you to do?
Yes, I mean, that's one of the main aims for me, is to promote local talent. You know, I mean, when we first announced this project, we were actually hoping to have Kimani Mali a part of the project, but he pulled out, I think, a few months before we started. So we decided to do our local, you know, so yeah.
Hey, we got talent here.
We got real talent, trust me. I mean, when person saw the acting and stuff, what couldn't believe, and it was a few actors' first time acting. You know, I just believe in our people, and I want to see our people excel. You know, yeah, because once we promote petitions on a whole, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, endless indeed. So did you hold auditions to acquire the actors and actresses?
No, they hold auditions. Most of the actors are basically my friends.
Oh, okay.
So I just reached out to them and asked them if they're interested in being a part of the project.
Okay.
You know, and everybody said yes.
Oh, we're friends now, so.
The next feature, Jamie and Kortensia.
And the good thing about this project here, it was actually produced by a Hollywood producer by the name of Augustine. He has 8 Emmys and an Oscar. Yeah, so I'm pretty in some good company. And he's gonna be my producer on the future 3 projects we're gonna be shooting on our 3-picture deal.
Great.
Yeah.
It's great collaboration. We'll be back to talk with you more after this. Stay tuned, everyone.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Do you know that common baked goods such as bread and crackers are high in salt? Get Salt Smart.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We're speaking with Nigel Trucapo-Lewis, Director Extraordinaire. And we're learning all about what goes on in his mind. We want to know, seriously. The talent that you have, when did you know that you had it?
Wow. Well, it was in my early 20s, to be honest. Yeah, I took it up as a hobby first. And after I took it up as a hobby, it started to get serious for me. Yeah, the first thing I ever done was actually a TV show, an internet show called Island Flavor. Yeah, it's basically counting on the top 5 videos, top 5 music videos. Okay. Yeah, but the funny thing about it is that when I started to do that show, we did about 3 episodes, and I realized we never had any synced music videos on this show. So I put that on pause and started to do music videos. Yeah, so that's how I got into music videos, because I started a web show. And from since then, I never got a chance to revive the show, you know, but I did over 100 music videos, I think, from then to now. And then the passion for film just grew on me from there as well. You know, I was able to meet good people along the way, travel the Caribbean, travel the world actually, to do film projects. Yeah, so yeah.
It's great. 100 music videos?
About that.
Any names you wanna throw out to us here?
I mean, Infamous, Nature B, King Conrace, Valencia. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I witnessed him direct some commercials at Life Fitness Center, so I know he's, yeah.
Oh, you was at Life Fitness Center?
Yeah, this is her.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
no audition necessary.
She looks so different.
I know.
Yeah.
I have black moments, so you go ahead.
I'm telling you, this is your audition. You can't have black moments for your audition. No black moments
I will definitely
in
not
the
get in the
company
movie,
of a director. Right? Here we go.
I will definitely not get into the movie.
Becoming a director. So music videos, you're shooting that, you say, you know what, we don't have any constitutional representation, let's find a way to focus on that. Then you become a director. I know that people generally say when you are pursuing your dreams, it's not always like a straight flight to the top. You sometimes have setbacks, you go up and down. Were there those moments for you, and if so, how did you deal with them?
Yeah, there's our setbacks. I mean, one thing is equipment for us. We don't have ease of getting the equipment we need to the projects. You know, that's one setback for us. Support as well is the next setback with funding, the funding aspect. If we don't have funding to the project, sometimes if we go into your own funds, it gets depleted, you know, and yeah, you have to put things on pause. So there's a few setbacks when you're doing this stuff. And when you're directing as well, persons think it's just about saying action in front of the camera. It's a whole lot of stuff beyond that. You know, scheduling, shot lists, getting a team, getting the right team, that kind of thing, sleepless nights, that kind of thing.
I don't know about the sleepless nights, but I can feel you on the other things, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot, actually, being a director. So, but I don't let those kind of things faze me. Just move forward and be persistent in what I do, because if I wasn't persistent in achieving this, I would have still been at stage one. You know, I mean, when we did our film, when everybody told me no, I could have just said, okay, then scrap it. But no, I said, no, we're going to do this film still. And we're going to prove that we can make it out there. Yeah, and that's what happened. Yeah, we did our film. It's a worldwide film now. And that's the goal for every project now.
You do going forward.
We do going forward, exactly. We want to make sure our projects are on the world stage and not just in St. Kitts, you know.
I just have a question for you concerning the no's that you have. So people say no initially. Any of them come back around, be apologetic or be like, boy, I wish I'd gotten involved, or I see what you're doing, that's good, or whatever. Any validation from that?
It happens, I remember somebody actually saw me one time, and when I first got into the filming, I was showing a music video on a TV, which I used to work before, and the person stooped and said, yeah, you're not reaching away with that,
They swallow their words.
Wow. Yeah. And the person actually saw me and said, I had to apologize, because when I first see her, I said, you're going to reach far, but now I see you got potential and that kind of thing. So, but in terms of no's for the film, a lot of persons now see the potential and they want to be on board for the next project.
That's good.
Great.
So yeah, that's a plus for us. I think we have to prove ourselves a lot. In St. Kitts, we have to prove ourselves, and it's very sad that we have to do that, but we can't let that distract us. Just go forward regardless.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So what about funding? Since the film has more persons been eager to pour into the pocket?
Well, we haven't reached out for funding as yet, but I know I got some commitments. I got a few commitments of persons willing to come on board for the next project. So funding will be hopefully will be a little easier.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, man, but we're gonna make it happen regardless.
Yeah, I can see that, your perseverance. So what's next?
Well, what's next? I think I'm supposed to be on the project, the Verona project. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a project about the Sentinels Islands and so forth. The director will be Jonathan Perry. He's from the US. So he's coming here to do a mini film. Yeah. So I'm the first director on that project. And after that, we're hoping to do Finding Bliss. We're gonna put out a call real soon for that. Me and James Galloway. I already started to speak with Augustine, that's my producer, and we already started to write the first of our 3-picture deal project. There's other projects we have West Down, so we just kind of be strategic, and just know how to go forward with them. So yeah.
I have no doubt that you're going to do very well.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're friends now, so feel free to call me up.
Being inclusive.
We want to make sure these projects are like 12-hour shoots and not 12-hour shoots. I think one of the major problems we had, because a lot of actors work in their spare time, we had to shoot on the weekends. So we're hoping not to do that. We want to shoot.
So you want persons who don't work that can just come and just work?
No, well, it all depends still.
Okay.
We could make a schedule and to make sure everybody benefits still. But we're hoping to at least film direct straight through instead of just on the weekends, because that's a major setback for us.
Yeah, time is money, so naturally.
Yeah.
But hey, it's been a pleasure talking to you, Nigel True Capo Lewis in the flesh.
Yep.
Pleasure talking to you. We're going to keep an eye on your projects.
Yeah, award-winning director. Yeah, I put that in the name now. Award-winning director.
Award-winning director.
Yes, thank you for that. Award-winning director, Nigel, True Capital Lewis in the house.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
No problem. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
More Good Morning SKN in a moment, guys. Stay tuned.
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening. Watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
You ever hear earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are any exit. Stairs might broke up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me go!
Let go what? Yeah, let's see what real happen. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
The weekend mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Bless up.
Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and, most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Yeah. I know we can make it. It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be one safe. Kind, yeah. One people. We are roll up to roll out. Yeah. Cause no man's alone. Do what's right. Alright. Cause I love you. Brother, my sister. And we're in this together. My sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Hey, I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to roll up to roll out.
Or something like Bart.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Yesterday in the latest, we spoke about the recent release of the St. Kitts Music Festival lineup. It is now time for us to loosen up. As we do this, we will be discussing our experience at the music festival, or the lack thereof. Oh my gosh.
Experience at the music festival. Interesting.
This makes me look.
Can we take a poll? Did we ask the people online watching, what was your experience at the music festival? If not, I'm asking you now. Hey, Studio 327, hey, let's go. Let us know what your favorite moments were at the music festival and what your thoughts are at the upcoming festival. And whether or not you know anyone in this year's lineup. My pronunciation, check. I'm not going to even say those two names. I'll say one.
Say one.
Yeah, because otherwise we'll have a meme out of it. And I really like popcorn. Do you know anyone in this year's lineup? As in personally, do you know? Have you met them?
No, but I am familiar with Wale and Ashanti, and I've had popcorn on my flight a few
You gotta
times
say that
when I
again,
used to fly.
You had popcorn on your flight?
No, it's not popcorn, it's popcorn. So I've seen him up close and personal. I'm familiar with Barrett Hammond too. I think he came a few times before.
Okay.
Our local, Vanille Powell. I'm familiar with her. Right. Who else? Oh my gosh, see, I don't even know the lineup. Oh, of course I know all the bands. New Vibes, yeah, we know the bands. We know Du Jour, we know Nature B. Yeah, so we know a few of the locals. Well, I know a few of the locals. But who do you know on the lineup? You had to say all of them yesterday.
I had to say all of them yesterday. Yeah, Keisha Cole. Keisha, so apologetic. When you come to the studio for an interview, I'll be sure to say your name correctly, Keisha Cole. So this is an open invitation for a public apology in keeping with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Here you go, public apology stuff. So, music festival. Just had to put that one in there. All right, yes. Yeah, so I've been to, I think, 2 music festivals.
I've only been to one.
Yeah, I forgot who got me to go the first time. I think the first time probably was Fantasia. I had to go when she came. I was just like, I gotta see Fantasia, gotta see Fantasia. Of course I was in the same, okay, yeah, we got pictures up, pictures up.
That is popcorn. That is popcorn.
Well, his hair does kind of look like, yeah, just saying. If you showed me that picture again, I would definitely not confuse him. If I just see the hero, do you see it? So we've got, so that is popcorn.
Du Jour, the lineup. Who is this?
You're looking at me. I love that. I love that. You were on such a roll. You were on such a roll. Yeah.
Who is that person?
The mortifying. Yeah.
That person.
We're gonna get our live studio audience to shout it out later. All right. They're gonna let you know who it is and maybe the winner. Surprise.
Oh, that's Ruka. Oh, that's our local.
No, go back. He's in disguise, man. I should have known that. Remember, he's got like 2 different personalities. Right? Exactly. This is like, yeah.
H-E.
The hype.
H-E.
Yeah. Ruckus H-E. Okay, that's a former Wildcat. That's all I'm going to say.
Go Washi.
Guys, yeah. All right. Yes, I was telling you, when it came to, oh, wait, we got more pictures.
Oh, Jada Kingdom.
Ooh, we got fan reactions here in the studio.
I know.
It's like, oh yeah, I gotta go see her. Live. LMA. LMA I don't know. LMA, yeah.
She came.
Yeah, she did.
Did she make it here, or that was a music festival that was canceled? She made it? I don't know.
Yeah, she did.
I don't go to.
Yeah, she did.
My first festival was in 1996. I went to the Gospel Night, people. The Gospel Night to see Yolanda Adams.
The Gospel Night?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a thing. Oh, sorry, it was a thing before it became not a thing. No more gospel on Gospel Night. Because there's no more Gospel Night at the music festival. So we're just having a music festival without gospel.
Yeah.
Which is why we're talking about the non-gospel artists today, like Fantasia Barrino, who got me to go to the music festival, and Tony Braxton. With Fantasia, I was in the bleachers. With Tony Braxton, I was in the first row. I was like, I made my way up. I was like, hey, Tony. Hey, Tony, I'm singing, Tony. And then she picked somebody from the front row, and I'm like, pick me. I'm like, nah.
And you didn't get picked?
No, I didn't get picked, but I was this close to being famous, you know.
But in a way, I'm kind of sort of glad you didn't get picked, because I would not have had this opportunity that I'm having with you now, because you may have gone big, like Tony, and then you won't be here.
Really?
Yeah.
You really think that? Tony Braxton, if you're watching, here you go, all right? Somebody just vetted for me vouched for me on live television, so when you come, we do a duet. Stop by Studio 327, we sing On Break My Heart together, bring Shamar Moore with you while we're at it.
Who's that, Jamie?
Guys, at home, do you know who that is at Studio 327?
Keisha.
That's
Keisha. Yeah.
Now, you heard me say I got the name wrong, and I'm apologizing. I'm supposed to get her face right after I got her name wrong.
So now you gotta apologize for her face.
So I'm gonna apologize for her face. Nah. Maybe apologize to her face. Oh, we know who that is.
Neil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miss Powell. She's got a good voice, man. Great voice. Great personality, too.
So, who else would you like to see performing live at the music festival? My two persons are dead, so I can't see them perform. That would have been Michael Jackson and Prince. I could just imagine the music festival, like we have to block off the road push it all the way down, block the road and push it all the way down. We're going down by Customs Way, raise the seats, put up some pavilions.
Imagine that.
For Purple Rain?
Purple Rain. You want to see Purple Rain? I don't know. Who do I want to see? Justin Timberlake, probably, yeah. Justin Timberlake.
I got this feeling. He should come to the next one.
Justin Timberlake should come to the next one, all right. Yeah, We're getting lassoed here because we got to wrap things up. So I guess we're going to wrap things up, guys. But hey, let us know who you want to see at Studio 327 Inc. on our social media channels. You never know. Hey, strange things can happen.
So are we going to perform at the festival? If we get the opportunity to?
Maybe we'll do our own version of the St. Kitts Music Festival. We'll call it the GMSKN
Music Festival.
Yeah. Might. You never know.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned.
Bless up. Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and, most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Yeah. I know we can make it. It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be safe. One kind, yeah. One people. We are roll up to roll out. Yeah. Cause no man's alone. Do what's right. Alright. Cause I love you. Brother, my sister. And we're in this together. My sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah. It's better for us. Hey, I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to roll up to roll out.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes!
When you feel it shaking and it's moving around, you see the ocean gone left with fish on the sand. You should run, run, run. The higher ground, a tsunami soon come.
Mommy, Uncle not here and the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
When you feel the earth shaking and it's moving all around, you see the ocean gone left with fish on the sand. You should run, run, run. The higher ground, a tsunami soon come.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. I really believe that we need our own soundbite for segments such as these. And I'm not going to give you my own soundbite. I can, but oh, you just did it. You just gave it away. It's a woof woof. All right, here we go. Nevis Animal Speak provides low-cost health care for dogs and cats with a focus on population control through spaying, neutering, and the continuing education of our clients through best practices in small animal care. Nevis Animal Speak continues to bring best practices in small animal care and general animal welfare to the beautiful island of Nevis. And today we are honored to welcome to our studio Janice Jensen, founder and executive director of Nevis Animal Speak, to tell us more about the organization. Welcome, Janice.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning.
All right, it's our pleasure indeed. My favorite segments are, truthfully, just between you and me, the animals. Yeah, not let you guys know. The animals segments. All right, so when was the organization founded?
So we actually have a fairly deep-rooted history. We started actually not in Nevis. We started in Hong Kong. We developed one of the largest animal welfare education programs in Hong Kong, and it ran for about 10 years, and it was called Hong Kong Animal Speak. And when we came to Nevis, as you will find, animals are the same wherever you go, right? People are complicated. Animals, not so much, right? So we reintroduced a program that we had found highly successful in Hong Kong, and Nevis Animal Speak started in 2013, became a registered local nonprofit here in the Federation in 2016, and we kept going from there. So as a dedicated animal welfare education program, when we were out teaching, we were being asked, well, where can our dogs and cats get specialized help? Well, if you're on Nevis, it's very difficult to get to St. Kitts for some of the availability that Ross would offer. And we built a dedicated nonprofit charity small animal clinic under Nevis Animal Speak called Pause for a Cause. And this enables anybody from any walk of life to come in and receive services at a charitable rate. We don't ask you what your, how much income you make and what you do. Everybody is treated equally across the board. And it is, it's something that has worked very well for us. It upholds our mission that no dog or cat, homed or stray, will go without necessary medical care. And that's where we are today.
That's great. That's so honorable indeed that you would do that.
Thank you. So
I was asking you earlier if you are affiliated with Talks and Barks, because I remember vaguely them mentioning them there going to Nevis to link with the speak part is what made me remember.
So one of the things that we do is we don't believe animal welfare education, is this box, This is the way it's done, and this is how you have to do it, and my organization is going to be the only one who communicates and teaches the best way that we can improve animal welfare is to collaborate with like-minded people who are doing good. Talks and Barks is one of those organizations. They care about what they do, they're educated with what they do, and they know how to educate other people. So we don't ever look at Talks and Barks as, how they just started, which was, strictly grooming. They groom, they teach, they offer training and boarding. So this is absolutely an organization that we are thrilled to be able to work with. They come over to Nevis and offer a service that currently is not available there. They use our facilities, and people get this add value for being able to help their animals in another way. We don't want to do everything. We shouldn't be doing everything. People become experts in their field, and I believe Talks and Barks is absolutely the expert in their field.
Oh, great. Right, so when we talk about animal welfare education, and that sounds like, it's so, well, it's all actually, AWE all.
I know, how do you put little letters to that? So animal welfare education, we have found that when you teach people the very basics about, and if I don't know if the camera can see it, the back of my shirt says love, kindness, and respect. That is the foundation for everything that we do. Because when you talk to people about love, not, oh my God, I love that dress that she was wearing to the Oscars. Have you seen that? That's not love, We're talking about a connection, People connect, animals connect, people connect with animals. We know that if we teach people the basics of love, kindness, and respect in the animal world and understand better what they're seeing with an animal, it actually translates and transfers into better human welfare, better environmental welfare. So this is not just about you crazy people, what you have these, these dogs, and you talk about dogs and all of this, interaction, and there's a much deeper level that happens when you understand and see and can communicate in a way that maybe you didn't know you could before. Everybody has the ability.
So what services do Nevis Animal Speak offer?
So Nevis Animal Speak, as the company, offers free animal welfare education courses. The Love, Kindness, Respect courses cover, kindergarten on through graduation of high school. Then we do adult courses. We do fear-based courses for people that are terrified of either dogs or cats. We use therapy dogs that are specifically trained to help in situations like this, right, where they are not a threat. If somebody freaks out and starts screaming or runs away and actually steps on the dog, we don't want the dog to react badly. So we use specialized dogs in all of these situations. And then as a byproduct of what we do, we found, like I said, people were asking, where can I get this high level of clinical care? And I am not a vet. It's not what I do. I keep those things far. You don't want me cutting anything. But I do know people, and I do know how to find and appreciate the talents of these folks that can give good animal care to dogs and cats. So we opened Paws for a Cause Small Animal Clinic, and in that clinic, we do pretty much everything that our specialized medical equipment will allow us to do. We use international volunteer vets and vet technicians. Some of them are actually right here on St. Kitts. Some of the Ross vets on their time off will actually come over and help us out. But our international vets have come in as far as the UK, Canada, the United States. I have gotten requests from Pakistan recently. Like, we are so, I love analytics, I love data. And Facebook just gave me a little blip on my Facebook post yesterday, and it said, you have reached 7,500 people in the last 7 days. So we are truly trying to attract a level of attention that will ultimately not just support Nevis, but support the Federation at large.
I think you're doing that, definitely. 7,500 in 7 days.
Thank you.
All right, well, we'll be back in hopefully under 7 minutes. Stay tuned.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We have been speaking with Janice Jensen, and she is now accompanied by a pup. So during the break, we were speaking about dogs catching COVID. Is that true?
So with all of the many millions and millions of people that have died, let alone catching COVID and getting sick. Every once in a while, you'll see a news piece where, oh my gosh, we found, and this came out of Hong Kong, where we were talking about earlier, where they sampled an animal's nasal passage that had been in a close contact proximity, small apartment with the owner who had caught COVID. when we breathe and we put these little tiny particles into the air, right? That's an air pollutant, right? It's going to get into the air. So as a byproduct of, right, the breathing, that pollution, that air pollution, right? They're breathing. So to find samples, right, in the nasal passages of these animals, it would be shocking if we didn't find it. That there has been absolutely nothing. There has been no data anywhere. Dogs are everywhere, right? If they were carriers, if they could pass this, we would have found out quickly. It's not the case. Okay. It's not the case. So, but the reason we were talking about it is Lacey is, she's a therapy dog. She's registered. She can work locally. She can work internationally. And I know it doesn't look like it, but she's overly excited right now because she hasn't been able to do her job. She knows when she sees this vest, it's time to work. It's time for her to go and do her job. And her job can be everything from working with autistic children to going into cancer wards of hospitals where people have not been able to get out and connect with family or friends. And we find that when these dogs that are trained for these situations go in and they just pet and cuddle and feel warmth, blood pressure decreases, oxygen increases, and we know just those two things help bodies to heal. So it's truly, it's an honor to be able to work with these types of dogs. She's a throwaway. She was abandoned. She is actually local to Nevis. She is my 4th therapy dog that I have trained and worked with here, and I would say probably among my best. But she was abandoned, and she did not look like this before.
I can only imagine.
No, part of my job is to look at these animals and assess behaviors and to see what's a good fit for them, right? Are they just going to be happy to be in the house, or is there more to it? So whether it's a sniffer dog or whether it's a therapy dog, we have the ability to assess and see.
So what was her training like? You said she was a throwaway. She came to you and you trained her, and she was one of 4. So
correct.
How did you train her? What did you do?
So one of the first things that we do is we have to assess how it is they're going to respond to different things. So for me, it is putting them into uncomfortable positions. And it doesn't sound nice, but you have to see how the dog is going to react. So for therapy dog assessment and training, you constantly do little bits of uncomfortable things, whether it is putting her on her back or picking her up or even cutting toenails, or the pads in between their feet are very sensitive, right? And if you kind of pinch them a little bit, right, you don't want the dog saying, oh, that's uncomfortable, and even gently putting their mouth on your hand. If a dog does that, that's it. They failed. They're done, right? We don't have to go anymore. To be able to massage, right? Right. Sometimes people like massage, and you pull up the skin. Not all dogs are comfortable with that. We have to make sure they are, because we don't know with the public if she's in a particular situation, who's going to do what to her. Children can put their hands in her mouth. By the way, she's cute and fluffy. Our therapy dogs go up to 200 pounds, right? So it's not size, it's not a look, it is truly a behavior. And I think that's really important for anybody who is looking for a dog for any part in their life. Why are they getting the dog? Right? Is it for companionship? Is it for security? Is it for, because people sometimes think, I'm going to purchase a dog and this dog is going to be this for me. Well, if it doesn't have the behavior to be that for you, you're going to be frustrated, the dog's going to be frustrated, and then nobody wins.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. So I see her vest as medical alert dogs.
Yes.
In my past life, it had passengers that came on with dogs that could detect when they're gonna have a epilepsy or.
Correct.
So she's capable of doing this as well.
So I was diagnosed with a heart condition where there is a disconnect. The nerves misfire, and especially when I travel, my blood pressure tends to drop significantly, and then my heart rate increases dramatically, and it happens very quickly. I'm not always aware of when it happens. And then when I go to stand up, I stand up for about a half a second, and then I'm on the floor and I'm passed out. So she serves as two purposes. One, to alert me when that's happening, so that I can take precautions to, try to right that, as well as her weight on my lap increases my blood pressure to keep my blood pressure stable. So she can be on a flight with me. She'll stay on my lap the entire time, even if like the tray comes down and like I'm eating something. She'll just squish herself down. She will have no interest in my meal. She will just lay there just like she is now, and just let things happen around her. So she has a number of different skill sets.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So she's a medical dog as well.
Yeah.
That's good.
I love
Oh,
that
Lacey.
information.
Lacey,
that
do you want to
shared.
say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here.
Hey,
Let me
Lacey.
say something. Oh, that's a nicest girl. Would you like a little treat for being oh so good? Good girl. There you go. She said, she said, I don't really do it for the treats, I do it for the love. she really does. You want to come say hi? Come, you do say hi. That's a good girl. This is a good girl. Go ahead, good girl. Say hi. She said, she says hello.
Hi. Jamie gets all the love. Hi, Lacey.
Oh, you're jealous. You're just jealous. It's all.
And she will always be gentle, and she's going to look back to me. Did I do well? And I will say, good girl, well done, right?
Well
she just
done,
needs
Lacey.
that reinforcement that she's doing her job well. That's how most dogs are, right? They just need feedback. People need feedback, right? And so this is one of the things that we love to teach when we teach the community. And whether you are taking one of our classes or you are just going in for a routine exam with one of your animals to our clinic, that education process is always a part of what we do. We want people to feel safe in asking anything. And truly, if we don't know the answer, we will definitely find out and make sure that we get the correct information. It's not just our opinion.
Yeah.
So in our final moments, Janice,
Yes.
your contact information, your social media pages, look right into that camera. And let people know.
So we are on Facebook and Instagram under Nevis Animal Speak. Our website is nevisanimalspeak.org. And please take a look at our page, reach out if you have any questions. We love to be able to interact and answer questions for the community. We really do.
It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much for having both of us. Thank you.
And Lacey, yes. Pleasure meeting Lacey as well. All right, we'll be back in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time, nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who gonna support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's time to discuss a quote of the day, and today's quote comes from Viola Davis' speech from the 2017 Oscars upon receiving an award for Best Supporting Actress in Fences. Here's the quote. You know, there is one place that all of the people with the greatest potential are gathered, one place, and that's the graveyard. I've heard that Miles Monroe said that before. People ask me all the time, what kind of stories do you want to tell, Viola? And I say, exhume those bodies, exhume those stories, the stories of the people who dreamed big and never saw those dreams to fruition, people who fell in love and lost. So what do you think about this quote?
You're asking me or you're asking the viewers?
I'm asking you.
You're asking
do you really
me.
think all of the dreams and aspirations are really buried in the cemetery?
Oh yeah, I would believe that because you're not moving anymore, you're not living. So yeah, whatever it is that you had dreamt of, if you haven't fulfilled it, or even if you have, stories of that, whether it be dreams coming to fruition or regret, they are there in the graveyard. I think that she's absolutely correct.
So do you think we should make notes or keep a journal of all our dreams but then see, that's the thing, we don't know when we're gonna die, because I'm just gonna say, if you know you're gonna die tomorrow, just call me up today and say, Kortensia here, make sure these come into fruition. How about that?
Yeah, some dreams are longer, some dreams are like long term, so you have to wait. Honestly, I think that's one of the appeals of life, because you never know what each day holds, you just know what your goals are for the day. And sometimes, you could bring those dreams to fruition depending on what it is, and other times you realize that it wasn't the day for it. So I think what stood out for me, apart from the quote and everything else that she said, was the fact that we were talking about the Oscars and not necessarily the 2022 Oscars, but I'm gonna link it because it says Oscar, right? So we're talking about the Oscars. I think when Will Smith reacted and when he subsequently apologized, I would say that he got up that morning and he probably thought, you know what, I have all this training and I know what it is to be good. I know what it is to, exemplify those qualities for people in my community. But then you get into a situation where you never know what to expect, and then it's like, after it happens, you're like, but did I represent that? You know what I mean? So it's like the goal, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be something, I'm going to represent myself in a certain way. And then reality happens, you react to it. But the kicker is that you're able to check yourself because you say, but I know better, and I do better. So even those things represent who you are as well. So that's my linkage to Oscar moment. That's my linkage to Viola Davis quote about the dreams, aspirations, because not only do you have dreams about what you want to achieve, but you also have dreams, I think, of who you want to become and who you are and how you represent. So those things are embodied in all of us and what we do.
But a lot of folks, their goals and dreams aren't realized. I don't know if it's because they don't have the back end or they don't have the finances. They might write a book and push it behind and be like, oh, my book's not worth anything. So nobody did, well, I'm not trying to make excuses for them, but I don't know.
I don't think you need to. I think what it is that in a lot of instances, we are our best and worst critics. And let's be realistic, we spend 24/7 with ourselves anyway, so who knows us better than we do?
I don't even think we know ourselves.
Well,
do we know
that's the other
ourselves?
thing. That's the other thing, right? But sometimes you do need that validation, you do need that motivation
Like
from
Lacey.
other people. Like Lacey.
Yeah, she needs to know that she did well.
Yeah, I suppose. So yeah, fear, I think, would be one of those things that keeps people from doing that. And speaking of fear, I'm going to be Chris. I have to say, and for those of you who are watching this, you realize that I think it was the day or two before when we had the show, I actually named these two guys as the people that I would like to have an hour-long conversation with. So I think that you preempted me here because now I would really like an hour-long conversation with both of them at the same time. We'll make it two, and we'll have a talk. I said, Will Smith embodies class and grace, and I love that. I love Chris Rock because he was a comedian, then time was running out. And then look at how the two converged on Sunday, and we see that. And there were so many things playing off. On my social media page, I asked what people thought about it because there was a quote from one of my favorite authors, Richard Paul Evans. I mentioned him on the show before, author of Timepiece. And he was commenting on this, and he said when he was in China, I think it was, there was this man who was harassing his wife. And he had to say to the man repeatedly, do not harass my wife. And the last time he ignored him, he went up to the man, he followed him into the hotel lobby, and he was like, if you harass my wife again, I will beat you up. I mean, man got weird. He says, his wife says, hey, I did not approve of that behavior and so on. And his response to her was simple. There are a lot of women who read my books. Which one of those women wouldn't like the fact that I'm valiant for you? Let me know. They're going to still love me. I don't know what you make of that.
But it still doesn't excuse the behavior. Like, there's ways that he could have dealt with it, maybe spoken to him afterwards, because I don't think Chris Rock was aware of Jada's disease.
Okay, but if he was or if he wasn't, it's like I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Training the dog. You never know what you're going to get. And we're like humans as well. We are humans. We're not like humans. We are humans. I wish sometimes there was like a superhuman that we could look up to, but Superman doesn't exist. Sorry, guys. Seriously, it's like you never know what's going to happen in that situation, so you just have to rely on the best of your ability. Will was obviously triggered by something. We'll never know what it is because there are a lot of things that happen behind closed doors, and I suspect that at that point, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That being said, I gotta say though, I really want to know what the campers on the Rock side of things think about this. I want to know what Chris's ex-wife thought, what his family members thought, because we're all here talking about Will and the slap. There was somebody on the receiving end of that who exhibited a lot of grace. And let's not get it twisted here. It could have gone the other way were Chris to retaliate in that moment. And I couldn't help but think, and this is the very last thing I'm going to say on this, you might get a lot of hits on it on social media, you never know, but I'm going to say it to this. I went back in my mind and I thought, this happened at the Oscars. This happened, you've got two black people, and I wondered for a second how many people would say, this is why we should have never let them on the bus in that position. And I honestly had that thought in the back of my head. I'm glad that he apologized. I'm glad they were of the same race. But part of me wonders, is this what some people will use to say, you're different and you should not be in certain fora because look at what was displayed.
Look at the behavior.
For a moment, that thought resonated with me. And so, but he apologized. We learn we're all humans. We make mistakes. So, I don't know. Let us know what your thoughts are. Perhaps you have thoughts on it at Studio 327 Inc.
We'll be back after this break.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
You and I are going to have to create our own theme music because we've got these segments coming and we know it's coming every day. So we're either going to need a bell, like, hey, it's almost time to get ready to go or whatever.
What's happening?
Yeah, because we're back with the final segment here on Good Morning SKN. So when you hear ... you know it's time for what's happening. Right. So what is happening here? What is happening? We've got first on the list March Madness. Hey guys, we're almost in April, but we've got March Madness still. So it is the final week to benefit from the March Madness special from, guess what?
2 more days.
G's Fruit Basket, which is owned by the basket boss, self-proclaimed basket boss. And I think we gave her that name when she was on the show as well, Jadine Fifield. So this special offers gourmet baskets for just $110. And these gourmet baskets can be gifted for birthdays, I miss yous. I even gave her an idea. I don't know if you saw it. I am so sorry I said that, honey. I'm sorry I said that. Hey, I'm sorry I slapped you, Chris. That might be a good one. To express appreciation or even just because. So if you're interested in purchasing one of G's gourmet baskets, maybe a G.I. Jane theme. G.I. Jane theme?
G.I. Jane.
Forgive me. Contact her via 669-6578. That's 669-6578 on Facebook at G's Gift Baskets or on Instagram at G's Gift Baskets, and I'll give it to you, the spelling. So that's at GES Gift Baskets. That's it, one word. Yeah. Any G.I. Jane themes coming?
No.
Yeah. Sorry I said that, honey. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hey. Great ideas.
Why Organic? The Gideon Force Organic Farm, in collaboration with Taiwan ICDF, will be hosting its Why Organic Farmers Workshop this coming Thursday, the 31st March 2022, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The event will take place at the Gideon Force Organic Farm in Old Road, St. Kitts. There will be presentations, questions and answer segments, and a field visit and brief demonstration during the workshop. Admission is free of cost and lunch will be served. Spaces are limited. To find out more about Why Organic Farmers Workshop, contact 1-869-767-7060. That's 1-869-767-7060 or 1-869-664-4770 or email GideonForceFarm@gmail.com.
Oh, and I get this one. Wow. Guess it's ladies. Yeah, you guessed it right. 2020 Ladies Night. All right.
Or 2022.
2020. I see 2020 Ladies Night. So I don't know if you're looking back at 2020. This is what I got here. I'm giving you what I got. 2020 Ladies Night. Just a reminder that the St. Kitts Nevis Tennis Association is inviting all women to an evening of fun, exercise, mental relaxation, social interaction, and muscle toning. You get all that in one place. The tennis sessions are free for all women and girls of any age, and they take place every Tuesday at 1 apart from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Guess what, guys? 40 minutes is devoted to a workout and coaching with 1 hour after to play the sport. So if you want more information, you're invited to contact the St. Kitts Nevis Tennis Association at 662-2187 or 664-6427. And yes, it's Ladies Night. I said it.
Yeah, so 2020 vision on the ladies.
Well, we're hoping it's 2020. If it's not, it's 2022, and you know what year it is, right? So it's 2022. So you're not looking back. You're looking forward. You're being present. 2022, Ladies Night. Yeah, correction. Got it? Want to look back on anything?
Nah, we're
Yeah, you
looking
do.
forward. We had a great day today. I
But
want to
that's what you're looking back on. 2020.
had a great day today.
Hindsight being what it is.
Yeah, I enjoyed Lacey. I enjoyed the turtle monitoring. So now I know the reason for the cooler and everything and how to deal with the turtles when they come
Wow.
in.
Got a lot of animals in St. Kitts and Nevis, don't we?
Yeah,
Because you're making it on the show.
Yeah.
2 segments. Turtles, dogs. We've never had a
Marley.
cat on the show.
Meow.
Meow. You went... I tell you, you know what I would like to see? Hey, somebody tag Bahaman in this. I want to find out if we can use their theme song. Maybe interview them. Because the next time we have a dog on the show, I want to be able to sing Who Let the Dogs Out. There you go. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is the time when we say goodbye. So we want to thank you for joining us today, of course. We're inviting you to remember to follow us on social media. You know where you can find us. It's so easy to do that at Studio 327 Inc. on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and even TikTok. You ought to like.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I'm going to find the words. I'm trying to find the words here. Like,
Love.
subscribe, follow, love. Well, you can love us too.
Follow us.
Yeah, you can watch us every day as well. You
Yep.
can share us with your friends, family, whomever, even the people who don't like you. Hey, there you go. We'll take them all right?
So leave us a comment and tell us what topics and guests you'd like to see next. And here is where we say see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you start your morning with Jamie and I right here on Good Morning SKN.
You're going to do that?
Have a great day,
Yeah, you will.
guys.
See you tomorrow.